see. What does it say? Welcome to my stream. Choose another. Yeah. Let's see. Hey y'all. Hey you guys. Welcome, welcome. Let me change this. I'm gonna give people some time to chime in or to come in. I think I'm also live on Facebook. Let's see. Let's go live here as well. I'm trying to go live on Instagram as well. And I'm trying out this platform. This is a new platform that I'm trying out. So I was like, let me come on here. Let me come on live real quick. I was supposed to come live earlier, actually, you guys. I was supposed to come live at 12, but y'all, life happened. Life happened. Okay. So I was supposed to come live at 12, but I'm here now. Okay. I'm here. So I'm trying out this new platform, Restream, where it allows me to go live on YouTube and on Facebook. So I'm trying that out to see how that goes. Because before I was pretty much just going live on YouTube, and I was like, you know what? I want to try to go live on Facebook as well. So I'm here. I'm here, y'all. Welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. If you're just chiming in, today I want to talk about building business credit fast, right? I don't know if I have it here. Let's see. Let me just go on over to Instagram. Fast. Okay. Now let me pin that. Okay, it won't let me pin it. All right, y'all. Anyway, welcome, welcome. All right, so I want to talk about really quickly with you guys building business credit fast, right? Building business credit and business credibility. If you are new here, I am Shanice Bryant, aka also legally known as Shy Bivia. And on this channel, I share lifestyle, side hustle, and business gems. I am an expert at the business credit and funding space. I help entrepreneurs better position their businesses for funding, build business credibility and business credit. So that's what I do in a nutshell. And over the last couple of years, I've helped over 1,400 clients and customers secure funding and build solid business credit. So, in a nutshell, that's who I am in case you are new here. So, I want to talk about building business credit fast and how that can help you with your government contracts, right? So a lot of you guys I know are trying to get into the government contracting space. And so I want to share a little bit about how you can build solid business credit and secure government contracts and how it can help you secure government contracts, because who really wants to use their personal just your personal finances, right? Personal credit cards, personal savings for business. Okay, so we want to talk about that a little bit. If you are new here, let me know where you are chiming in from. I am new to this platform, so I'm gonna have to figure that out, how to see my chats and everything. I don't know if I can see my chats, but all is well. Okay. All right. So, business credit, let's think of business credit as your company's financial reputation, right? It's separate from your personal credit. Business credit and personal credit is two different things, right? By the way, if you are joining, let me know where you're joining from. All right. So your business credit basically tells lenders and potential partners how reliable you are at paying your bills. right? That's essentially what business credit does. That's why it's so important to build a solid business credit profile, especially if you're trying to do things, for the long haul, right? Especially if you're trying to grow your business, scale your business, if you're planning to pay for inventory, even, hire people, even independent contractors, W-2 employees, whatever the case is, right? You want to, um, you don't want to be using your personal credit cards, right? And your personal credit finances or your personal finances. So that's why business credit is so important, or also known as corporate credit. Okay. Some people use the term corporate credit and some people use the term business credit. Um, so that's what that is. That's why it's so important. All right. Now, in regards to government contracting, how it can help you secure a government contract is, just in case for those of you who are interested in the government contracting space. Let's say that you came across a contract that you want, not a contract, but you came across something that you want to bid on, right? You want to make a proposal on, and it involves purchasing stuff like supplies, food, whatever that is, inventory. So with government contracting, the government is going to pay you after the fact, whether that's 30 days after, 60 days after the fact. So that means that you essentially have to come up with the money to pay for that, that wholesale item or whatever, supplies, food, whatever that is. You have to pay for it up front, and then the government will reimburse you. So that's how government contracting works, in regards to inventory stuff, supply stuff. There's service based. You have the service based government contracting, uh, and even with that, you may have to pay. It depends. It depends on the conversation that you have with, if you're not doing the contract yourself, like if you're not fulfilling the work yourself, and you decide to get a subcontractor, right? Will be considered a subcontractor, you would be considered the prime. You may have to pay them upfront and then wait until the government pays you and then pay that person. Unless you're able to communicate with this person or the subcontractor, and they agree to wait for payment. But chances are most people don't really want to wait 30 and 60 days for a payment, right? So with that, you're going to have to figure out how to pay these people upfront. You're going to have to figure out how to purchase these supplies upfront. Okay, so that's where business credit comes in. You can pay people, right, with business credit cards or business funding. And if you're wondering how in the world are you going to pay people with business credit cards, well, you can actually use something called, you guys, if you see me looking up and down, it's because I'm kind of like streaming on different platforms, different softwares. I'm streaming on Instagram, Facebook, and on YouTube. And by the way, I don't think I can see my chat. Let's see. Oh, there we go. I think. Okay. Never. What is it? Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Now I figured it out. Now I figured it out. Yeah. It's my first time using Restream, but I kind of like this. I like this way of going live because I can pretty much see a lot and I can do a lot more. So I like this. I like this. If you're just joining, let me know where you're joining from. Say hello, hello, so that I know that you're here. Let me know. Let me see if I can see this here. Okay, awesome. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Hello, hello. As I was saying, I was talking about business credit, right? How to build business credit fast and how business credit can help you with those government contracts. A lot of you have been, or some of you have been like reaching out to me in regards to like tips on government contracting. You've had questions on that. I don't really go too in depth on government contracting, y'all. Uh, However, for those of you who are interested in government contracts and winning government contracts and all of that, business credit is a great way to help you confidently win those those uh, those bids, right? Not that you need Okay, not that you need business credit to win government contracts. You don't need it. However, it gives you that confidence, especially if you're bidding on contracts that require you to pay for stuff upfront. A lot of government contracts, you may have to pay for stuff upfront or pay people if you're planning on getting a subcontractor, right? Where subcontractor meaning you aren't doing the work yourself. That's just what that means. It means that you're hiring out somebody else to take on the task to do the work for you. And chances are you more than likely have to pay them something, at least half of it before they do the work, and then another half after they fulfill the work. And the thing with government contracts, right? Like federal government, they're not sometimes it depends, but sometimes they're not going to pay you upfront. You may have to wait 30 days, 60 days, and so forth. So unless you get like a vendor, you're buying stuff in bulk, and you get someone to agree to where you can pay them on a net 30 basis or a net 60 basis, then you know. So that's that. Let me see. Um, Now, how to build business credit. Let's talk about that um, before we really go into the whole like government contracting stuff, right? So, business credit, let's first talk about, um, well, the first step, I should say, in building business credit, right? So, the first step, of course, is to, and a lot of you probably already know this already, is to establish an actual business, right? Establish a business structure, preferably a formal business structure. So if you have uh, a lot of people do an LLC, that's common. It's simple. It separates your personal liability from the business liability, all of that, whether it's an LLP, corporation, etc. So you first form an actual business. Technically, you can do it as a sole proprietor, but uh, I would say, beware of this because it doesn't necessarily separate the liability. Secondly, if you plan on, establishing a sole proprietorship, and again, this is not me giving you guys any legal advice here or anything like that. I suggest reaching out and consulting with a CPA or your tax professional to figure out what is best for you based on your situation. Everybody's situation is different and all that, right? So consult with a CPA to figure out what business structure is better for you. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah. So consult with your tax professionals to figure that out. But once you have formed an actual business, oh, this is what I wanted to say as well. For whatever reason, if you decided to do, let's say, a sole proprietorship, I just say don't tie it to your personal social, right? Don't do that. You want to separate things. If anything were to happen, now everything is tied to your personal stuff. So try to do your best to separate that some way, somehow. Okay. All right. Give me just a second here. I'm going to exit out of this live and no, exit out of this live, and I'm going to go live on another platform. So just bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. By the way, if you are just joining, let me know where you are joining from. Let me know where you are joining from. Okay, we're going live over there as well. So if you see me looking up, you see me looking down, that's because I'm trying to be on a couple of different platforms, right? So that's why I'm like here and there, looking up, looking down. Okay. All right. So just don't do that, y'all. Please do not don't tie stuff under your personal social security when you're launching a business, right? Um, yeah, please don't do that. So, but you want to first establish a credible business. And once you've done that, one of the second things that you want to do is you want to get your EIN, right? That's your employer identification number. Some of you may have known this already, but you want to get your EIN, and you do that second. I see some people do that first, and then you have to go back and redo it because somebody already had that name or was close to, and whichever the let's say you did an LLC, the name for that LLC was taken or something like that, and then now you have to go back. So once your business is actually formed, then you go ahead and do your EIN. You can do that for free. Whether that's InkFile, LegalZoom, well, InkFile is now known as like Busy. If you go on any platform and people are trying to get you to pay them to get an EIN, don't do that. You don't need to pay anyone for an EIN. It's free. You literally, right now, you can literally go to irs.gov. Just go to irs.gov and apply for your EIN, and it's free. You can do that Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. I believe, yeah, from 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to about 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You get that for free, right? So get your EIN. That's the second thing that you're going to do. Okay. Then the next thing that you want to do, so there are a lot of steps that you can take, right, when launching a business. There are a lot of steps. People will say do all of these things, and I have a whole guide on that below if you want to grab that. Like when it comes to like websites, all of these different things. But I'm just talking about the core things here, like the main things, the core things that you want to focus on. That's important. That's vital for you to launch, right? Launch and then start the process of building business credit. So we're just talking about the core things here. So you have your business entity, you have your employer identification number, and then one of the next things that you want to do is to get your data universal, your DUNS number. Okay, that stands for your data universal numbering system. That's what your DUNS number is. So I know some of you guys have asked me for what is that exactly. It's a proprietary system developed and managed by Dun& Bradstreet. So they basically assign you a unique numeric 9-digit identifier. That's what that is, to a single business entity. It is used to verify the existence of your business globally, right? So that's what the DUNS number is. So if you're new to Dun & Bradstreet, they've been around for decades, right? And they're actually one of the largest business credit reporting agencies out there. So almost every major company uses Dun & Bradstreet. Walmart, Apple, like almost every major corporation uses it. And so with Dun & Bradstreet, you can get your number for free. You can just go to, I believe, dnb.com. Go to dnb.com and apply for your DUNS number. Okay, if you want to expedite the process, you can. You'll pay a fee to expedite the process, but you can get it for free, typically in like maybe at least like 30 days or so. Okay, so you can get your DUNS number for free. So get that, and then once you have that, you are going to now start. There are different ways that you can build business credit, right? So you have the vendor way. You apply for vendor accounts, trade lines, stuff like that. You can get credit cards as well. So for vendor accounts, if you're new to that and you're wondering what that is, basically vendor accounts is where you're paying your invoices properly, right? So trade line accounts, let's say. So let's say a supplier, maybe like a Staples or um, whatever it is. If you get supplies typically for your business, you would sign up you with a vendor, let's say on a net 30 basis or a net 60 basis, that basically means you'll get a product, or you get a product shipped to you, or products shipped to you, delivered to you, and then you'll pay 30 days after. So that's a net 30 basis. Sometimes it's a net 60 basis, and whichever. So that's what that is. So you can start building business credit that way. That's not the only way you can build business credit. That's a like a starter way. Another way is to um, use credit cards. But another thing is, before you sign up with any vendor or vendors, ask about reporting, okay? Because not all vendors report payments and all of that, payment activities. Not all vendors, and you want to ask them where are they reporting to, because that's essential. That's key. Okay, so when you sign up, let's say for Dun& Bradstreet, you'll get what is called a paydex score. And y'all, this can be done literally in like 90 days, right? I've had clients who they were able to do it in 60 days. It's a strategy behind it, right? You can't really lollygag on doing stuff. It depends on how fast you want it, and how important it is to you. But you can absolutely um, build it really fast. Like as soon as you get your DUNS number, you start applying for these things, and you'll be able to establish it really quickly. Let me pause to see if you guys have any questions. I want to make sure that this is my first time using this platform, so I want to make sure that, let me see something. Let me get out of this. Let me just make sure, y'all, that I'm not missing anything. I don't see any chats in here, but let me just make sure. Make sure everything's working correctly, because I don't want to be talking to myself. Okay. Okay. All right. So I'm not talking to myself. All right. So where was I? Yeah. So you can start with vendor accounts or credit cards. Let me just go back here. Okay, let's go back live here. Y'all are quiet today. I figured I should have gone live like around 12, but that's okay. I figured I should have gone live at 12 because most of you all are typically on at that time. Okay, but that's fine. All right, cool. So, as I was saying, and if you're new here, if you're just joining, I'm Shanice Bryant, aka 𝐿𝐵𝐵𝐵𝐵𝐵𝐵𝐵𝐵𝐵𝐵, also legally known as 𝐿𝐵𝐵𝐵𝐵𝐵𝐵, and I help entrepreneurs better position their business for funding, build solid business credit, and business credibility. Okay. And we're talking about specifically how to leverage business credit to help you with those government contracts. Okay. And I was basically talking about uh, the how to start the process of building business credit, right? So you can start with those vendor accounts, you can start with uh, credit cards, whichever works for you. Okay. You want to make sure that you're paying your balances in full, ideally monthly for business credit cards. Now, the beautiful thing about business credit is that the balances don't weigh heavily as personal credit cards do, right? Unless you have certain types of business credit cards, because there are some types of business credit cards that will basically report the balances monthly to the personal credit profile. All right, there's some business credit cards like that. However, there are some that do not report on your personal credit, except for when you default. So those are the ones that you want to uh, preferably get into. Those ones typically require a slightly higher or a higher credit score. You can also still get business credit cards, even if you have a lower credit score. Okay, there are creditors who will still give you access to business credit, even with a low credit score. All right. And I teach that a lot more in depth. Um, but and I think I've done several videos on that actually. So feel free to check out my other YouTube videos on, business credit cards and all of that. So get vendor accounts, get credit cards. Okay. You can also take out a business loan as well. You can take out a business loan if you want, like an SBA loan. Those are like government backing loans, or those loans are backed by the government. The only thing to keep in mind as well is that for those, they do factor your personal credit score, right? They're going to look at your personal credit score, your personal credit profile to determine your eligibility for those loans. And the SBA loans as well, they take a little bit longer. So they tend to take a little bit longer, but that's, one way. So another thing I want to mention is that building business credit does not necessarily mean debt. Okay. If managed well, business credit means business credibility and business scalability. Okay. If you guys see me looking here and there again, I'm live on different platforms. So that's why I'm kind of, looking up, looking down, kind of everywhere a bit. So it doesn't necessarily mean debt. It means credibility and it means scalability. So think outside the box. All right. Let's see if I have, let me see here. Where's the chat at? Okay. Nothing's in the chat yet. Y'all are quiet. Why are you guys so quiet today? You guys are so quiet today. Okay. So, yeah, so there you have it. So, first, like I said before, if you're just joining, you want to establish an actual business structure, a business, right? LLC, partnership, LLP, corporation, whichever. And speak with your CPA or tax professional to determine the best structure for you. I just say try to avoid tying things to your personal social, right? You don't want to do that. Separate the business from your personal stuff. If anything were to happen, God forbid, we're to get sued or something, it's not completely tied to your social. I see people do this, and uh, I don't know why people do this. I mean, I get it. Maybe you weren't knowledgeable of it. But once you are aware, just separate it. Okay, it does not take much, it does not take long, and in fact, like getting an EIN actually is free, right? Just go to irs.gov Monday through Friday. Even though it's online, but you can only do it at a certain time, from only 7 a.m. Eastern to about 10 p.m. Eastern. After that, and holidays, weekends, you can't apply for it online. But once you apply for it, you pretty much get it almost instantaneously, right? You don't have to wait weeks and weeks on end for it. You get it pretty much right away, right? So do that, separate stuff, okay? Also, okay, oh, this is what I need to address because I've seen this happen a lot. So now if you're establishing a business, let's say you're establishing a business that's going to be mostly online, if you're considering doing government contracts and stuff like that, it's pretty much online, right? You're doing the bids online, you're going back and forth, emailing online, all of that. It's online. And so if you didn't have a brick and mortar business, let's say you didn't have an actual brick and mortar business, you may want to get what's called, let's say, a virtual address, right? Here's the thing though, with government contracting, when you sign into sam.gov, because that's where you'll sign into, I'm shaking this table. That's where you will sign into to start bidding on contracts, looking at contracts. And you have to sign up for it. You have to register your business in sam.gov. And I suggest that everybody should register their business in sam.gov and register for like the all awards. So whether you wanted to get like federal grants, bid on government contracts, you want to register your business in sam.gov. The thing with that though is they will reject virtual addresses, right? So technically, I mean, you can register your business this like state wise, right? When you're registering your business with the state, sure, you can register with a virtual address if you don't at all have an office space or a physical office space, or you don't want to use your personal address because you just don't want that to be public. However, when you go to register your business in the sam.gov and you go to, well, you can technically start the process with a virtual address, but just know when they go to verify it, when they verify it to get your cage code, because you'll need your cage code to bid on government contracts. When they go to verify it, they'll tell you straight up. I think no, before sam.gov will tell you straight up. By the way, they'll tell you no virtual addresses, and if they do the verification process and they identify it to be a virtual address, then even if it has a suite number, they'll reject it. So unfortunately, like when you go in sam.gov and places like that, you will have to use a physical address, an address where you can actually go and meet people, right? So whether that's your address or you have an office space, or you're able to use a physical address, then you can use that. But that's one thing to note when you're registering your business. And you know, with that being said, I still say don't, when you're registering your business, statewide, that's my opinion. Look, that's my opinion, okay? Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I'm just saying don't register your personal address with the state. I mean, especially if it's like one of those businesses that is more public, right? A business that you're going to list on Google, a business that you're going to be listing in all these different places that has eyes on it. I just wouldn't do that. But when you go to register your business in sam.gov to get your cage code and your EUI number and all of that, they're going to require you to have a physical address and not a virtual address. Is going to be rejected. So that's one thing that I wanted to state as well. And with government contracting, you don't necessarily need a like a website, right? Now I have, a guide with tons and tons of, not tons and tons, but like steps, like the steps to launching a credible business, building solid business credit. You can feel free to check that out somewhere in my link. But for the sake of this video, if you're just trying to figure out how to start the process of building business credit, that's where you will start. Okay, get a business entity. Sure, by all means, do a sole proprietorship if you want, but just make sure that you're not tying it to your personal social. Okay, I wouldn't recommend you do that. So whether that's an LLC, LLP, whichever, taxed as however you want it to be taxed as, or taxed, whatever tax classification you want. Okay, to select with the IRS, do that. Get your EIN, it's free. Get your DUNS number, that is also free. And you can expedite the process if you don't want to wait for that, but you just have to pay to expedite the process. Okay. Now there are some companies. It depends on what you want to do. Sometimes corporate leases, uh, they will ask for your DUNS number, and there are some credit companies that you may apply for. They may ask for your DUNS number. So that's why it's so important to have a DUNS number. Actually, back in the day, um, I was not like on sam.gov or anything like that back then, but apparently they switched it over. So before you needed a DUNS number to like be in sam.gov and all that, but they don't really do that anymore. So that's why business credit, y'all, is so important when it comes to, if you're new here, that's why business credit is so important. Regardless of whether you want to bid on government contract, it doesn't matter. Government contracts. It doesn't matter what business you're in, whether you own a hair salon, a lawn mowing company, an online retail store. It doesn't matter what it is. Business credit or business funding, right, and business funding will help you to be able to free up cash flow. That's major in business, right? Not having freed up cash flow can, cause some problems in your business. And so you want to be leveraging business credit. And again, business credit or leveraging business credit does not necessarily mean debt. It means credibility and scalability. It will allow you to scale your business more faster, right? Having access to resources. Now, for example, for those of you who, let's say you're already in business, you probably already have business credit. Now, before I get into that, y'all, my thoughts can be a little bit jumbled, but before I get into that, can you take out business loans without business credit? You can, technically you can, right? So I'm not here to tell you that having business credit is the only way that you will be able to take out money for your business. That's not what I'm saying. You can absolutely leverage business funding or take out business funding, take out business loans, leveraging your personal credit. In fact, for the most part, when it comes to taking out a business loan, you may have to leverage your personal credit, especially when you are just starting out and you have no backings, like you've never done this before, you've never taken out loans before. Uh, However, business credit cards, I'm specifically talking about business credit cards because there are so many different ways to get funding for your business, right? There is merchant cash advance if you are an existing business owner already making money, already bringing in revenue. You have merchant cash advance, you have business lines of credit, you have invoice factoring, which that's another thing too. If you're into the government contracting space, and you have an open invoice, with the government or whichever, you can get an invoice loan. So they'll just base it. It's not necessarily a loan, but it's just invoice factoring. They kind of charge a percentage of the invoice and all that. That's how that works. You can present that, and then they'll pretty much give you the money. It's like an advance, right? So a lot of people don't know this, but you can leverage invoice factoring. There are companies who do invoice factoring. Actually, I have quite a few partnerships with different lenders and all of that, where I help my clients acquire, funding directly, whether that's lines of credit, syndicated lines of credit. So even if you have a new business, a brand new business, you can still get a business line of credit. Okay, even as a starter business. If you are an existing business, the same. And so you can go to companies like, hey, Nikki, hey to you. You can go to companies like 𝐵𝐵𝐻𝐶𝐶, which I'm a co-founder, but 𝐵𝐵𝐻𝐶𝐶 Capital, right? We do all types of different types of funding. So merchant cash advances, lines of credit, even as a new business owner, even if you haven't started a business, this is one of the, y'all, it's only a very select few, not much. You won't be able to really find them much, companies who offer this type of program, syndicated lines of credit, or, to brand new businesses. Even if you have not yet established your business, you may be able to get funding through that type of program. There are some, minimum requirements like at least 680 credit score, no recent late payments, charge off, stuff like that. But you'll be able to leverage up to like 125K depending in funding, right? So there's different types of business funding, but for the simplicity of this video, to keep things simple, we're just talking about the uh, credit card aspect of things. The beautiful thing with business credit cards, it doesn't matter how new your business is, right? You can, unlock, high limits, right? So for example, if you were to unlock four business credit cards at, let's say, a 25K limit, that's 100K right there. Okay. You will especially be able to do that if you have decent credit, I would say. Right. So typically like around 680 or higher. And you can do that across the board. Now, there are credit card companies, and this is a gem right here, y'all. So, okay, this is a freebie. So there's some companies, for example, with American Express and let's say with Chase, they allow you to have American Express, I know, allow you to have at least 5 credit cards at the same time, right? Up to like 5 credit cards at the same time, personal and business, however you want to mix those, right? But there is like a time frame that you can apply. I believe it's like 90 days in between or something like that. But imagine you have 2 or 3 of that card, and then you have other business credit cards, right? You can leverage that. And let's say you need cash to I don't know, outsource, pay contractors, pay employees, whichever. You can use a company called Plastique and process like ACH, y'all. Did you know that? Okay. So that's a quick gem right there. You can do Plastique and make payments, right? And get actual cash from these credit cards. So it would not be done like as a regular advance, like cash advance. It won't be done as a regular advance. It would just be like an ACH or something like that. Okay. So that's one of the ways you can leverage business credit. And that's how you can use business credit to help you to confidently bid on, government contracts, because you have the funds, the resources, right? It's like you're going to use the business credit card, but you're going to get the money back from the government and pay off the credit card. So you're essentially not putting yourself in debt. The government will pay you typically within like 30 days or 60 days, right? You just pay the credit card back. So that's essentially how that works. Okay. There are some contracts that require you to buy bulk of stuff, whether that's food, whatever that is, or watches or boots or, whatever it is. So you can either use your personal credit card or use business credit. So in a nutshell, that is how business credit can help you to fulfill, I should say, not necessarily win, but can help you fulfill those government contracts. Okay. Y'all are too quiet. Y'all are too quiet. All right. Well, I wanted to test this this new streaming thing out today. So that's one of the reasons I'm here as well. And I think it's working quite okay. But if you guys don't have any questions, let me know. If you don't, then I will be logging out because guys are very quiet today. I know my people usually are up on here. You guys were expecting me at 12. I know I'm a little late and I apologize. Maybe next time I'll be on here at 12. But if you guys don't have any questions, that's all I have. All right. Business credit can be established fast. Business credit is essential, in my opinion, at least. right? For in business, right? So if you're a business owner, if you consider yourself a business owner at all, you're an entrepreneur, right? Definitely consider business credit. All right, it frees up cash flow, and it allows you to, scale faster, scale more. Even if you are doing high revenue numbers, right? It still, can be uh, a great leverage, a great leverage. So definitely consider a business credit, y'all. And again, it's pretty simple. It's pretty easy. If you want a more in-depth like guide on, launching the credible business. So I do have a free guide below. You can check out that free kit. It's a business credibility kit, right? You can check that out in somewhere in my description below. If you are past the business launch, you've already launched and all of that, and you just want to know how you can build solid business credit, you can acquire funding for your business, all of that good stuff. I do have a guide below. Okay, it's a toolkit, like a toolkit starter kit that will help you to build solid business credit in like 90 days and be able to access cash and funding. I also have some of my preferred lenders in there as well, from credit to actual funding, like cash, right? Even if you're trying to do like a car loan, stuff like that, you can check out that guide below. Okay. I'll be doing like a master class soon. So if you guys are interested in that master class, let me know. I will. Let me see. The chat is saying something. Natasha said, "Hey, Natasha. Hey." Marcia said, "Oh, can I pin this?" Says show. Let me see if this works. I'm trying this new software out, y'all. Don't mind me. So this is cool. This is cool. Yeah, I've been watching some lives lately, and I'm like, why have I not upgraded my live yet? I like this. I like this. I like to be able to do this. Like pin the chat. That's kind of cool. Pin the chat. Hi, Natasha and Marcia. Let me pin that. Okay, so Marcia says, when applying for government contracts, does it have to be specifically designed towards the title of your business? Marcia, when you say the title of your business, do you mean the business name? More than likely, that's probably what you mean. It said, did you? It's just showing me this chat, but it's stamping it at 1642. Did you ask this question a long time ago? Oh my goodness, this is slow. Or not? Okay, so you didn't ask it long time ago. Okay, you said yes. I don't know why it's saying 1641 as if you asked that question at 16 minutes. Anyway, Marcia, no. So that's another thing too. Not Marcia. Yeah, Marcia. That's another thing too. It doesn't matter the business name. They don't care. The government doesn't care about your business name. They really do not. So if you have now, here's the thing. There are some contracts that will have specifics within the contract itself saying, hey, you're saying it's saying the time. It's a timestamp. Okay, it's a timestamp. Because I thought it meant 16 minutes in. I thought it meant you asked the question 60 minutes in, because I'm like, I'm 48 minutes into this live, so I hope not. Okay, so it's basically in military time. And I'm used to military time. I'm military. I know how to read it, but I didn't know it was like military time. Okay, now I know. Now I know. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. They don't really care about the name of your business, really. There are some contracts who it will specifically say that your NAICS code or something, your NAICS code has to be in this field. That's different. But just the standard contract, they don't care about your business name. No. As a matter of fact, you don't have to fulfill the contract yourself. you can sub it out. You can get a subcontractor. So for example, let's say I have a lawn mowing company, right? And my lawn company is Shabivia's Lawn Care or something like that. And the contract is for, I don't know, maybe to put tiles somewhere, right? To put tiles somewhere. I can subcontract that out as long as specifically in the contract information, it doesn't say your NAICS code has to be this, then it doesn't matter. And you can sub it out and you don't have to do it yourself. So if I don't want to do the work myself, I don't have to do the work myself. I can just get somebody else to do it, get their pricing, all of that, and bid on that contract. So they don't care about that. I hope that answers your question, Marcia. Let me see if I can take that off. Yep. I hope that answers your question. If you guys want me to do more like government contract type of stuff, again, I don't really go too much into it. I mostly focus on the business credit and funding aspect of things. That's my specialty. I can talk about that all day, every day. I can talk about government contracts too, but I don't really focus too much on it. Or I don't talk too much about it, is what I should say. Somebody said, okay, let me pin this. Okay. What are websites to go to find contracts? Good question. So you can go to, and you're welcome, Marcia. You can go to sam.gov. That's the main one. There are a couple other sites, but sam.gov is like the main one. Go to sam.gov, and when you go to sam.gov, make sure that you have to register. So you have to register your company. Maybe I'll do another video on that another time or something, but you have to register your company. That can be a whole process. It takes a while to get your case code, but the earlier the better. Just go to sam.gov. It may look a little bit complicated at first. I don't know. Let me see if I can go to sam.gov and show you guys. Present my screen. Let me see if I can go to sam.gov and present my screen. I don't want to show too much information, so I want to make sure that. Cancel. What? What's going on with this thing? Okay, I agree. That's why they kicked me out, because I did cancel. No, I don't want to log in. Okay, y'all. Next time I'll go into that because I don't want to share too much information while I'm on here. It wants me to log into the sam.gov thing. You just go to sam.gov. Go to sam.gov, agree, exit, all of that, and then register your business, basically. So you register your business, and then it's going to verify stuff, send you an email to verify stuff. And then you'll get your EUI number. And then once you get that, then they'll send you emails again to verify to get your cage code, and you have to go through the process. So whole thing, again, I don't really go too much in depth into that, but just register into sam.gov. And then honestly, you don't even have to register first, actually. You don't have to register. You can just go to sam.gov. Go to sam.gov, and you can actually see contracts before, really. You don't have to fully be like registered in order to see stuff. You can see what's out there. You can see what's within like a 3-month like period and all of that good stuff. So I would say go on there, play around, see what's on there, see what's out there. Yeah. Do you guys have any other questions for me? It's coming up to an hour. Oh, another thing I want to mention on here, since I'm live, I guess I can be a little bit informal or something. I do have a, let me see if I can find the link for that. I have a entrepreneurship women's retreat coming up soon. So excited about it. Like, you need to be there. But I'm only taking a few people, a few women, right? It's not going to be any more than like a 16, if even so much. I really want it to be like intimate. Is going to be in a beautiful location, peaceful, relaxing. It's going to be all about just being rejuvenated, renewing your minds, being relaxed, feeling relaxed and refreshed. Because sometimes as woman, wife, new mom, or you're just, you work a job, regular 9 to 5 job, you do so much, you give so much, and sometimes we forget about ourselves. And it's like, how can we pour into others when we're not pouring into ourselves, right? And so it's been on my heart to do that retreat. And so I'm super excited about it. Uh, Everything is not finalized as yet. The details of the retreat and all of that, I'm still in survey mode. So I say that to say, if you have not yet completed the survey, let me see if I can find the survey link. If you have not yet completed the survey, to let me know where you'd want to go, your budget, all of that. Let me put that survey in the link. It literally takes 2 minutes, right? In order for us to properly curate the ideal uh, retreat, I need to hear from you, right? I need to know, where do you want to go, what your budget is like. It's okay. Okay, let me know if you see the link. And I just sent the link in the chat. I just sent the link in the chat. If you're just joining, the reason why I'm looking down, looking up, because I'm live on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. So I'm kind of like looking all over the place. So I just dropped the link. If you're interested in this retreat, I need to hear from you. Already we have 2 locations that's like in the top, right? I won't disclose that just yet until we're done like surveying, and then I'll let you guys know the 2 destinations that are in the lead, and then I'll give you more details on the retreat. More details. Also, you'll get to have like a strategy session with me as well. So like a strategy one-on-one. That's why it's not going to be like a large retreat. And this strategy session is more like going to be more relaxed. It's not going to be like a like too corporate or like a workshop setting. It's going to be relaxed. Yeah, and the reason why I want to do this retreat to you guys is because um I love travel. I love how travel brings people together. I love learning about different cultures, all of that, just everything that travel entails. And I've been wanting to find a way to connect in person with my audience. So I've been thinking of other things. I've been brainstorming, like if I wanted to do like an in-person workshop, all of that. But I've decided to do a travel retreat. It's going to focus on just having a good time, eating good food, going on adventures, uh, but also you get to connect with other like-minded individuals, other like-minded entrepreneurs, women, uh, all that good stuff. And connect with me. I get to connect with you guys in person. So if you are interested in this retreat, get to know what your preferences are, and if you are interested, right? And so that way I'll send you we'll send you the details of the retreat and all of that good stuff. So I wanted to share that before I got off of here. If you guys have no other questions, then I'll be off. Let me know if you guys have any other questions. Again, if you're just joining, I was talking about building business credit, how you can start the process of building business credit. And, if you are into the government contracting space, or you've been wanting to learn more about that, or want to do it, or you have already been doing it, I was sharing how you can leverage business credit, how you can use business credit to secure government contracts. Because the truth is, if you don't have the funding for certain government contracts, if you see them out there, you're not, or see the bids posted or whichever, you're not going to be able to bid on them, or you're not going to want to, or you won't have any confidence bidding on them, because then you're going to be wondering where the funds are coming from. Now, mind you can get the funds from anywhere. You can take out a home equity line of credit if you own a home, right? That's one way. People don't talk about that enough, but you can take out a home equity line of credit. There's different strategies, but it's like, if you have a business, why not leverage business credit, you know, and build that up. So that's what I was talking about today. And so before I get off, so one more time, I'll just do a refresher for those of you who joined later. Let me just do a refresher because, hey, all right. So first things first, what you're going to do in order to build business credit is you want to establish an actual business, right? Whether that's an LLC, LLP, whichever, sole proprietorship, whichever. Just don't use your social, okay? Make sure that you're using a separate employer identification number. You can get that irs.gov, get that 100% for free. Don't let anybody else sell you anything. You do not have to pay for it, okay? Please don't pay somebody $100 to do it, unless you really truly have the resources and you absolutely have no time. But I feel like the time that it takes you to pay somebody to do it, by the time you pay somebody to do it, you might as well just have applied for it yourself and get it for free. Okay, so that's that. Okay, structure your business, get an EIN, get a DUNS number. Okay, you absolutely want to have and need to have a DUNS number, really. Every business should have it. And when you go to the DUNS profile, they have so many other resources out there. It helps you analyze data, all of these things. Like, it's not only the paydex score aspect of it, that's one major aspect, but the paydex score is not the only aspect of it. Like the DUNS profile, or Dun and Bradstreet, they have so many benefits, right? And so do that, get your DUNS number, because there are some creditors who will not give you credit unless you have that. Just a few. If you want to, let's say, get a corporate lease or something, there are some companies, trust me on this, because I've done this myself. I'm not just telling you guys, I'm telling you because I have that experience personally. If you, let's say, plan on getting maybe some corporate leases, there are some companies who prefer that you have a DUNS number. Okay, so just get your DUNS number. It's free as well. dnb.com. Go over there. It's free. Also, if you want it faster, if you don't want to wait up to 30 days, it probably could take up to 30 days, but that's not really common. Maybe a week or two. If you don't want to wait for it, you can pay to have it expedited as well. Okay. Yeah, so just get your DUNS number, and then once you've gotten that, then you can start. And this is just the basics again. These are just the core items. Uh, these aren't like going in depth with anything, all of that, especially if you're just going to apply for credit cards. If you're just going to apply for credit cards, these are just the core items. If you're going to apply for, let's say, certain funding, then you may want to have some other things in place. If you want to show more credibility guide below, you can grab that. If you want to take things further and get an actual in-depth guide of building an actual business credit profile, solid business credit profile, I have a toolkit below that you can grab as well to learn how to do that. But just the core basics of getting credit cards, vendor accounts, all of that, you just need these things. Okay, then you're going to apply for vendors, trade lines, trade accounts, net 30s if you want to. You don't have to start out with net 30s, but you can. NAV, for example, one is like a trade account, and with NAV you can do a lot more as well. Now they actually established a new thing, the NAV Prime, where you get an actual charge card. You can use a charge card, and it's pretty easy to get approved for, but it's kind of like linked to like the checking account, all of that, and you have to like pay it back within like a month or something like that, right? Within 30 days, but that gets reported. So now you're getting double reporting with the NAV Prime. So that's another way you can build business credit fast. That, or you can just skip that and just apply for all the uh, business credit cards that suit you, right? In my guide, I have a whole list of business credit cards that you can apply for, right? You have Capital One Spark is one, and if you don't have great credit, you can still apply for Capital One Spark, right? I would read through like the eligibility if you want to, just to make sure that there's a chance that I could be eligible for this card. If you go on their site, it will show you fair, excellent, good, all of that, to see if it makes sense to apply for the card. Okay, and you can apply for their card because they will they may, I won't say can, okay, don't quote me on that, but they may approve you, uh, you know, even if you have low credit. So they are one company that you can use. So trade line accounts, credit cards, loans, and there you have it. Okay. So if you're interested about learning more about building business credit, you can check out the resources in my description below. I have quite a few resources, and feel free to book a call with me as well, a free consultation discovery call. If you are, let's say, a business owner that is ready to work directly with someone. So right now, I don't necessarily just do, somebody was asking me yesterday, I think I went live yesterday as well, and they were asking me if I do just like the our consultations. I don't do those anymore. For those of you who want to know, I mostly focus on a longer mentorship program because I feel like you get a better value out of that. And I'm able to pour more into that versus being on a call for 30 minutes or being on a call for an hour. It's just so much that you can, it's like, how do I follow up with you? Then you have to book another call again just to follow up to see how you're doing. So that's why I just do my programs on like a, a longer basis, right? So if you're interested in that, feel free to book a free discovery call with us, and we'll see if you're a good fit for our business credit and funding accelerator program. We only accept a certain amount of people within this program at a time. Again, because it's a more intimate program. It's a high touched program, so I don't take on a whole bunch of clients. We don't take on a whole bunch of clients at a time. So if you are interested in booking a free consultation, a free call with me, let me see if I can find the link here for y'all. If you're interested in booking a free consultation with me, you can find the link as well in the description below, and you can book that. To apply, it's basically an application. You have to apply to work with us, and if we see that you're a good fit, then we'll take it from there. All right, y'all. And that's that. That's how you can build business credit fast. You can check out my resources below, and that's how you can use business credit to leverage those government contract deals, y'all. All right. Well, if y'all don't have any other questions, I will be ending this live stream. I will be back maybe, I say I'll be, you know what? It's crazy, y'all. I went live 3 times this week. That's wild. But I would say I'll be back next week. I'll spend the rest of this week kind of like preparing and focusing on other things, maybe, possibly, and then I'll come live next week. How about that? And I look forward to seeing some of you, hopefully, on this retreat. Again, it hasn't officially been fully planned out yet. But for those of you who are just joining and you're wondering what that link is, it's basically a quick survey to figure out where your preferences, what your preferences are. And yeah. All right, y'all. Well, that is all I have. I'll see you guys in the next live.